the way he is because if we didn't know, we would be looking at this through the lens of the media,
and it would be, and it would look different.
It's like, yo.
I was gonna say I was getting frustrated listening to them, like, man.
Oh, you know what? I didn't even think about that. I never can see it from a different perspective, right? I can't unknow what I know.
Right.
So I never think about how it looks to other people until I see the comments. And so I never think about it. And I never thought about how it looked to you guys because you did know.
Yeah.
And so it was like you have an opinion already. They're not creating your opinion. You have
They're actually going through their brain right now as to where they are. Now, some who don't like you already made it.
They already made it.
But some that are kind of like, wait a minute, that ain't the woman I heard on DKX. I'm looking for the
You see them when they texting on Fridays. They're like, wait a minute.
Yeah, wait a
I ain't
minute.
the same. Nah.
Yeah.
Leave her fucking alone.
So you see what I'm saying?
That's the favorite statement. And that's the part, like, I just love some people so much, right? This is why I can't just go ever. Because people be like, I don't really care if you killed somebody at this point. It don't matter. Like, it's been too long. You're done.
Yeah.
Your time is over. And I'm like, yes, you're a real writer. You know, people are just tired of it and they don't need a backstory. And that's always very nice because I certainly feel that way. I'm so over it. I mean, if we were talking about something that allegedly occurred in 2015.
And see, this is what. See,
No, I'm comfortable. I'm fine. We can go ahead.
Right. So let me start off with that. Just the same one. Is that thing recording?
Yeah.
Sometime.
My head on that light.
1039 WDKX, the Wake Up Club. Thank you for making this a part of your day. A lot going on in the news. Now, I know some people may have seen the story of Leticia Stasio in the news again. Now, it's interesting because we've had Leticia on Fridays to talk about a number of different things that have gone on, like legally, on a national level, on a local level. And it's interesting because people kind of, where do you stand? And I'm like, well, why don't we ask Leticia Stasio where she stands with this newest development going on in her case. Hello, Leticia.
Hello.
Where are we now with this sort of story? Because this is a new story that has now come out after nothing for a while. Mm-hmm. It's been a minute.
It's been a while. It's been a nice little hiatus, and then press.
Yeah.
It's a good way to put it.
Well, we wanted to get you on to basically try to give an idea of what people may be missing as to what happened last time to now.
I wanted to say because I saw the story yesterday and I was kind of looking at it and I'm like, okay, the way that they're painting the picture of Leticia Stasio, like before I met you, I was looking through things from the lens of the media, and I kind of had an opinion already formed about you, right? Until I met you and sat with you numerous times and had multiple conversations, I'm like, wait a minute. She's not what they're trying to paint her to be in the media. Even seeing you out at a couple of functions like weddings and stuff, right? I'm like, she's not what they say they are. But let me ask you.
How many times have you seen me blackout drunk, say?
I've never seen you. Every time I see you, you're drinking coconut water.
My stomach.
You helped me.
Yeah, it's funny because everybody's like, I thought you had such a raging alcohol problem, but apparently you've gotten that under control. I'm like, yeah.
Now, I want to ask you, because it's better to hear from the horse's mouth, the way they are reporting news in the media about Leticia Stasio, like she's some kind of outlaw rebel, she doesn't follow the rules, she does what she want to do, even though she's on probation, I do what I want, I don't care. Is that true?
It is not true that I am this rebellious, defiant person who is incapable of following laws, and it is almost laughable to me that anyone could even remotely accept that narrative. Mm-hmm. I'm a person who grew up like in the streets of the city of Rochester, in poverty, going through all of the things that the most destitute people here go through, and I had to overcome that, and I had no criminal record at all prior to getting elected to judge. Now, typically, right, if you're a judge, you're not getting a criminal record. I don't care what you do. My situation was opposite, right? I overcame the odds to become a judge, and then suddenly I couldn't stop getting arrested. And if you notice, my hiatus was because I got removed. Mm-hmm. When I was no longer a judge, suddenly I couldn't get arrested every day. When I was a judge, it didn't matter what I did, I was getting arrested. And people failed to realize that because typically people who are in political offices get treated with favor. And so they assume if you are in this position of favor and you're constantly being sought after, you must be getting away with everything. But I was getting away with nothing. I was getting charged regularly. The charges were all getting dismissed, and people thought that was because I was getting some special treatment, but it's because I never should have been charged. I'm not a criminal. Well, I am actually. I'm convicted of a misdemeanor DWI, But oddly enough, my entire life you would have had an expectation that I would have been a criminal, and I didn't become one until I got involved in this criminal justice system and tried to change it.
Now, do you feel as if you're being treated unfair when it comes to reporting news on the media? Because I saw stories of other judges that did crimes just as bad, if not worse, stealing. And I haven't
Stealing from their constituents, not just like from the people that elected them, literally.
Right.
But I think that when this was happening, I was irritated because there were so many stories that were being falsely reported. There were so many inaccuracies, and it was constantly in people's faces. And I didn't feel like I could combat that narrative. And now I kind of looked at it from a completely different perspective. I was like, this is gaslighting. This is ethically completely corrupt. This is not what journalism is. I'm not a public servant. I'm not an elected official. I'm a private individual.
Right.
This is a misdemeanor DWI that is from 2016. It's an alleged violation of probation, and there is absolutely no reason it should be in the news.
Right.
The only point is to try to disparage me. The only point is to try to break me. The only point is to try to get this hatred, this swell of racism and crazy comments about whether or not I'm fat or I'm ugly or I have acne or my hair is cuter. The only point is to try to attack me. It is completely unethical. It is not proper under journalistic ethics codes, but they do it anyway. And it's unfortunate. And so since we're talking about it, I like to talk. Like, it's very hard for me to say nothing. But this shouldn't be news. And interestingly enough, when I filed a motion about how I've been illegally on probation for the last 3 years, 3 months ago in July, nobody had a word to say.
And you filed a motion.
I filed a motion
Legally filed a
in
motion.
city court. It's on file with exhibits. Every time any filing was posted in my case previously, you could go on Scribd and get a copy of it. My motion's been pending for months. Crickets.
And they did not report this in any news articles that I read this morning.
I
all.
didn't see it reported in July or in August or in September
But they-
or in October. And last night when everyone in the world was reaching out to me and, I was like, can you tell me why you haven't reported on the fact that I filed a motion saying that I was illegally placed on probation all the way back in 2017? I filed this motion in July. I've been complying with something I've said I was illegally required to do for almost 3 years now. And you haven't said a word about it, so I don't want to talk. No, thank you. I don't want it.
Like, picking and choosing the time to
Right.
report things that,
Right,
are-
this is a negative story, here I am.
Yeah.
This or every time you cover a story where I'm appearing in the capacity of an attorney on a case and it's news, you bring up my prior conviction and my time on the bench and
They ran all of that down.
Yeah, your whole
And
career,
And they're
your whole
always
life.
and they're always wrong. So here's the thing, like previously I was busy, right? I was busy being completely depressed and overwhelmed and watching my whole life crash and burn. So I didn't have time for defamation suits. But I got time today. So like let's play with it because you're right, I am an attorney and I'm still in private practice. So please keep posting things about me that are inaccurate like you've been doing while I let the statute of limitations lapse because I was going through stuff. Because I can afford a lawyer now. So let's just play with it all day. And so yesterday I didn't really talk to anybody because it's hurtful. Because I'm a person and everybody acts like I'm some type of robot because I present well, but it hurts my feelings. And so I'm a little tired of the news, and I'm definitely tired of the fact that they don't report on this case properly because the whole story here is the way that I've illegally been treated, unethically been treated, and constantly been berated, and how it's been sanctioned. Like, you can bully me, you get a pass. You can say the most horrible, evil, nasty stuff about me online, it's okay because I'm me. You can see me in public and press me and think I'm going to do nothing. I don't suggest it because probation is going to be over real soon. But it has been sanctioned in this community that there's anything you can do to me, and that's just supposed to be fine?
It's not okay. It's not okay in any capacity. Whether you're media, whether you're the normal average person online and on social media, because if it were you or your child going through something like this,
Right,
you'd
I'm
be
somebody's
upset.
mother. Can you
You'd be
chill?
But people don't think about that. They just want this story, whatever it is that they're trying to do with you, disparage you, make you look horrible in the eyes, for whatever reason. This is why you're here.
Well, this is the
why,
benefit.
This is why you're here, so that you can tell your story. Because I have to tell you, your strength is inspirational. Your strength is motivational because I look at you and you're still here, you're still standing, you're still strong, you're still working, you're still trying to help people. Regardless of what you have going on, you put that cape on and you come outside your door and you're ready to take on the world. And it takes an incredible person, an incredible woman to do that.
Thank you.
So for that, we thank you for being strong because there are times where I know people around you couldn't be strong and you had to hold them up. That's admirable.
And sometimes, you look at the media, it does frame something the way people are allowed to just interpret it. So it's very powerful. Let's not play around. Media is very powerful.
What did we say last week? The two most powerful forces in the world, the United States government and the United States media.
Because
they're at me, bro, again.
And it leads people to an opinion.
Call you Donald Trump.
I get a little bit concerned when people are led to an opinion without all the facts, and that's what really this is all about. Now I know I cannot ask you anything about legal stuff.
You can
going
ask me
forward.
whatever you want always, but I'll tell you if I can't respond.
Well, I already know. Been around enough lawyers. I know what not to ask. So what is the next step? Where do we go now?
So the next step is Friday at 1:00. Judge Chul is coming. She's a Geneva City Court judge. She is being appointed to handle my case for reasons unknown, and she is going to preside over the violation of probation that's been pending. So that is at 1:00 in the afternoon on Friday, and everybody wants to know what happened, what's going on. Nobody's been able to confirm anything. What I can say is this: I anticipate that a lot of questions will be answered Friday at 1:00. I anticipate that a lot of things will finally be resolved one way or another. And if you think back to the beginning of this debacle, I really didn't say much until after the conviction, and then after the conviction I was devastated. I've never pretended that I wasn't. I've maintained that I was innocent. Nobody wants to hear that. Irrespective of whether or not I was, there was a lot of punishment that followed. Quite a bit of punishment, including losing my career. Don't think that because I did a backflip out of that fall into a new one that I didn't just lose a whole career, because I did, and that's pretty big a deal to most people. So what I said immediately, even prior to losing my career, is I just, for my own personal reasons, October is Mental Health Awareness Month, we talked about that. For my own personal mental health, I need this to come to an end. I said all the way back in 2016, I just need this to end. And it's about to be 2020. And I'm still dealing with this. I need this to end. So I've never done this before. People always ask me questions and always, you want to know? Come down. I know that there's a whole bunch of people here who love and support me, and I appreciate you immensely. Come to court Friday at 1:00 and find out for yourself and hear it from the horse's mouth.
Leticia Estacio, now she told you on 103.9 WDKX.